versus an EPA index of 200 is like smoking half a pack of cigarettes a day. And I think we all remember 2 years ago now, I guess, that's really flown by, how we had the wildfire smoke that was coming into our area, and it was actually compounding with the emission issues that we already face from sources like industry and traffic, transportation, and it compounded the problems to the point where we had unhealthy air in the area, where we were actually facing basically smoking half a pack of cigarette equivalent of air pollution. And so that's why making these transitions to cleaner fuels and cleaner technologies is so important today, is to help address our air quality concerns as well. And so we know that this pollution impacts a wide array of our health. It impacts everything from our heart to our lungs. It worsens asthma, leads to more attacks. It can do things like irritate your throat, your eyes, your skin, and it impacts our senior citizens, our children, those with heart disease or lung disease at a higher level because they're breathing it in a lot more, a lot faster, because of genetics, because of age. All of those things go into it. So it's important to do this to help benefit those populations as well as the general population. And so this is where the B20 Club really comes in and shines. So every year I collect usage data from B20 Club members and quantify what those emission reductions result in. So our B20 Club has used just shy of 111 million gallons of B20. That's reduced over 250,000 tons of carbon since 2014 and provided an estimated 25.1 million in health benefits. I'm actually collecting data this year right now, and I can tell you that that number is going to be closer to $30 million. Again, just by using a drop-in fuel, you don't have to change any infrastructure. It's easy to do. And so I just want to thank the village for moving forward. I want to thank Jack for his leadership in this space and moving the River Forest forward. This is really a great benefit for your community. We're really happy to have River Forest as a B20 Club member, and I would love to present the board with a plaque in recognition of your membership.
Oh,
thank
great.
you.
Yeah. Can you have it? Take it. Yeah. Take it. All right. Oh, I thought maybe it was one of those corns. All right. Very good. Thank you very much. Awesome. We got to get a picture of it. Yeah. Wow. Great. Thank you so much. This is a great honor.
Thank you all again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, so we'll move on to elected official comments and announcements. So maybe we'll start with Erica. Do you mind?
Yeah, thank you. I'll start with a land acknowledgement. So as we begin, we are mindful that we hold these meetings on land that was once and still inhabited by Indigenous people, including the Ojibwa, Chippewa, Menominee, Potawatomi nations, and more. We will remember our nation's history and honor the Native people, stewards of this land that was colonized, and that River Forest continues to be a place many people from diverse backgrounds live and gather. And that is actually my comments for this evening. Nothing more.
Okay, thanks, Erica. Lisa?
I can go. First thing is, let's make sure to vote next Tuesday, April 1st. Second thing is election sign recycling. After we have our vote, you can recycle both your stakes or the metal, kind of frame, and the plastic signs at Village Hall. Look for social media posts, and I'm hoping we can put it in the weekly newsletter so people know, where to drop those things off. And thirdly, it's not too early to talk about Memorial Day.
Yeah.
It's in 2 months. The Kiwanis of River Forest and Oak Park took over planning and execution of the Memorial Day Parade from the Service Club in 2020. They work in partnership with the Park District and the Village of River Forest on the planning, and this year is our 100th anniversary. They could use volunteers, particularly on the day of the event, to set up for, in the Keystone Park, where we do give away hot dogs, where we have our Grand Marshal give a presentation to cook and distribute hot dogs or to break down after the event. If you would like to help, you can email Kiwanis Club rfop@gmail.com.
All right, thank you. Yep. John?
Nothing to add, thanks.
Katie?
Nothing to add.
Okay.
I have no comments today.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So, Rez, why don't we start?
I know we congratulated Chief James O'Shea for his retirement, but I'm congratulating him again. I know he retires on April the 30th, so congratulations, Chief O'Shea, and thank you for all your service. But I'm also jumping the gun here a little bit. I know it's coming later in the agenda, but I want to congratulate James Greenwood now for his upcoming appointment.
Yeah.
So, thanks.
Okay,
That's
thanks. Thanks, Rez. Bob?
A couple of things. I believe Saturday is the fire department blood drive.
Yep. Thursday, yeah.
Thursday. Okay. So please give till it hurts. Secondly, a couple of acknowledgments. I thought in our packet tonight, the annual report from the fire department was really informative and well put together. So I want to congratulate the chief and his team for that. An acknowledgement to Jack and the Public Works Department. There was an incident where someone needed a light bulb replaced in an alley, and it turns out it was Commonwealth Edison, and Jack jumped all over and got that done. So the residents of River Commons, thank you for that. And then lastly, a question to Jack. I don't believe we're picking up yard waste yet, and there seems to be a lot of yard waste bags laying around. And I just want to confirm, does that begin on April 1st, Jack?
That is correct. I believe it's April 1st, but also I know we started doing some social media posts, but I'm assuming we're going to be doing more when, just informing people of when yard waste starts.
Great. Thank you, Jack. Great job with your team.
Okay, great. Oh, go ahead. Anything else? Okay, great. Just real quick, a couple of things that I did over the last 2 weeks. I hosted a group of Willard School brownies. It was really, really cute. They were second graders, about 15 of them, and they went to the police department, the fire department, and then we hosted them right here in our community room, and it was a lot of fun, and I think the girls really enjoyed themselves. I also attended the OPRF Museum Gala, where our very own Laura Mae Kruk got an award. I'm trying to remember the name of the award, but like the spirit of Heart of Our Village. Thank you. Award, and so we're very proud of Laura and her accomplishments. Also, I want to thank Tom Dwyer and Associates for hosting St. Patrick's Day feast for our public safety folks. I know our police, some of our fire folks went over to Tom Dwyer's business, and he fed our all of our folks. So for that, we very much appreciate the working with our community. Let's see, and I think, and I just want to reiterate a little bit with what Trustee Gillis said. We are working on having, I hope, a fabulous 100-year anniversary Memorial Day this year. Marks our 100th, and you're right, we're working with Kiwanis and the Park District, and it's going to be spectacular. So you're going to see a little bit of dribblings that are going to come out in the newspaper and certainly our newsletter about some of the lineup of some fun that we hope the residents will enjoy. Not just the typical free hot dog, but hopefully a little bit more staying around and celebrating. So that's all I have. So I guess I have asked the trustees to move the consent agenda A through E.
I'd like to pull item 6C
Okay.
from the consent agenda. Agenda, please.
No worries. Okay, A, B, D, and E.
I'd like to make a motion to approve consent agenda items A, B, D, and E. Is there an E? A, B, D,
D and E. Yep.
E. Okay.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. Any questions or comments on those? Hearing none, I would also want to echo what Trustee O'Connell said. The report, the fire department report was excellent. Really gave a good indication of what you guys are all doing, so thank you so much for that. Hopefully we can make it a bigger and include the police and public safety, a public safety brochure. Okay, so we can take the vote.
Consent agenda item A, Village Board of Trustee meeting minutes, March 10th, 2025. B, Administration Department report. D, award of contract 2025 sewer lining project, Innovative Underground LLC, $122,429.50. E, Fire Department 2024 annual report. Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee O'Connell.
Yes.
Trustee Bachner.
Yes.
Trustee Gillis.
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Okay. So if I can get a motion to move item 6C in a second.
I move to approve consent agenda item 6C.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. Comments?
Do I, do you read it first, or do I give my comments
No,
first?
you give your comments and then we vote.
Gotcha.
And he reads it and then we vote.
Okay, so I asked to pull this because this relates to the full restoration and replanting of the bioswales along Chicago Avenue. And I just wanted to ask Jack if you could give us a little bit more information about why we need to replant natives. Typically, natives are there permanently, and you don't need to replant them.
Yep. So the natives we have in place, they are in okay condition, the native plantings themselves. The issue that we're running into is the way some of it is graded, or some of the additional, I guess, just mulch and dirt and silt that's built up. What we're looking to do is a one-time, basically, a little bit of a construction, but it's really more maintenance as well, of the entryway to where the water would go in. We're looking to excavate about 6 to 8 inches, put in riprap, just stone, to create like that surface layer that will be permanent and always there to allow the water to go in easily. What we're running into in some of these situations is there's a buildup of silt, so the water is actually staying on the roadway rather than going into the bioswale. So this is a bit more of an improvement rather than just maintaining the native plantings. What we're looking to do is a larger maintenance to put in that riprap for long-term benefit and use for those bioswales.
Great, makes sense. Thank you.
Okie dokie. So, John, if you would read it and then take the vote.
Consent agenda item C, grant application, ComEd Green Region Open Lands Grant, Chicago Avenue Bioswales Restoration Project Resolution. Trustee Bachner.
Yes.
Trustee Gillis.
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee O'Connell.
Okay, very good. Well, moving on to 8. And so we'll take these separately. These are my recommendations to the board for commission appointments to fulfill some of the vacancies that we've had. One is the board and fire police commissioner. So if I can get a motion to approve Faureen Rogers into the board of fire police commissions, and of course we'll talk more about it.
I just have a question before we ask for the motions. Typically, when we've got requests for approval of board appointments, we get a copy of what their application online looked like, and they didn't see that this time around. So just wondering, is that something that we had, and when did they apply for service?
I don't know the date exactly, but it was a recent addition to require a document be submitted. So both resumes or CVs from these two applicants were included in the packet as an attempt to address that. The previous form was very simplistic and there wasn't as much information out there. So that was our new way to kind of address that and see what the qualifications were for applicants.
I think just having both of those things in the future, unless we are, do we still have that online portion? Like people still put in.
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
They do.
okay.
Yeah, so we can give
I
it to
think
you
it
in the
would be
future.
just great to have both of those
Yeah, no worries. That's
in the
simple.
packet.
Yep,
Yeah.
agreed. So can I get a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve Farine Rogers on behalf of the Board of Village, Fire, and Police Commission.
Second.
Okay, so let me just talk about Farine a little bit. I mean, she is just an awesome person. She's you could see her by her resume. She has HR, human resources, which I think is important for this commission because they recruit and hire and fire and discipline our police officers and our firefighters. And so, Julie Jacobs came with a lot of HR experience, and after speaking with her, she felt that that would be a great requirement. And so they both spoke, and Julie thinks she would be a great fit, and so do I. Of course, her military background is phenomenal. She's just got a great background, and I think would be a great fit for the Board and Fire and Police Commission. I don't know if anybody knows Faureen, but she's also on the board of Thrive, I think. So she's got the mental health angle as well. Okay, so no questions, or I'd ask to take the vote.
Trustee Gillis.
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez. Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee O'Connell.
Okay.
Trustee Bachner.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then our other vacancy we need to fill was the Police Pension Board. This is Terry Griffin, so if I can get a motion in a second.
Okay, I move to approve and accept the president's recommendation to appoint Terry Griffin on the Police Pension Board.
Second.
Okay, very good. Terry's here with her husband. Terry's got obviously extensive background in banking and just industry trends, which I know if you ask Rosie, that board is big about industry trends and interest rates and things that the pension has to care about. So I think she'd be a great addition to our commission. So I ask for your approval. Okay.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee O'Connell.
Yes.
Trustee Bachner.
Yes.
Trustee Gillis.
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez.
Raz, we couldn't hear you. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So Terry, you're approved. Nothing to say unless, if you want, you can come to the podium. Yes. Sure, please. Why not?
Yes. As Kathy alluded to, I've been in the banking industry for something like 47, 48 years, working for first the Illinois Bankers Association, a statewide organization, and for 24 years now for the Community Bankers Association. So I know the state of Illinois banking issues pretty well. The financial side of it, of course, comes with the job. My title, I'm working now as a consultant in a part-time basis, still working with community banks in the greater Chicago area. So I look forward to serving my community in the capacity that you just voted me into.
Okay.
Thank you for your confidence. Thanks,
Thank you.
Kathy.
Thank you, Terry. And thank you. And
you.
you'll be working with Rosie. Rosie is our finance director, and she kind of sits on the pension board. We'll be sitting on the pension board with you. So you guys will connect. Great. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Okay, we'll be moving on to item B, which is the Economic Development Commission. And I know we had a presentation last time regarding this program. So if I can get a motion and a second, and we'll talk about more of it if you like.
Motion to approve the creation of a small business improvement grant program to assist small business owners or property owners located within the Madison Street or North Avenue TIF districts.
Second.
Okay, very good. Okay, I think you recall we had this discussion last 2 weeks ago, and I think we had a great conversation. I think it sounds like it's a great program for us. So I don't know if you have any further questions for Jessica. I think you're the point person on this. So hearing no. Yep.
I do.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, Bob. Yep.
It's okay. Going through the list, there was one thing on there that I thought we had kind of discussed the fact that we weren't going to use these for maintenance items, and I wanted to have some conversation around that, particularly where we talk about parking lot maintenance and stuff, or parking lots. I really, I don't recall who brought it up, but I think this is really intended to improve kind of the look and feel of our businesses, and where I think parking lots do that, I just think, that's kind of an ongoing maintenance issue, and I'd really like to just, if we could, take a second look at that list of what it could be used for and consider maintenance items and remove those.
Hey,
Jessica,
Bob,
you
this
wanna
is
refer-
Jessica.
Yeah.
So the commission felt that the parking lot being included, at least in the beginning, would be helpful because it was about the overall curb appeal, if you will, of the business to potential customers or potential tenants. And so I believe the interest of the commission was to have a more broad list of projects that would be allowed, which is why it was considered that parking lot rehab would be allowed, but like roof repairs would not, because that would not be something you would necessarily see. So if you'd like, we can amend the list of eligible projects, and then maybe, I don't know, if I hear about people wanting the parking lot, if they inquire about it, we can consider it again next year.
I'm confused a little bit. You said, Jessica, that the commission thought this was a good idea.
Yes,
okay.
the commission liked the idea of the parking rehab because they thought that would it fell in line with the overall
Aesthetics.
aesthetic, and also like helping the appearance of the front of the business.
Right.
So that's why they wanted it on the list.
I agree with the EDC on that.
Yeah, I think
do
so, too.
that resurfacing, striping, putting up new, parts of the parking lot could be very beneficial and are quick ways to, as you say, make the curb appeal better. So I'm in favor of keeping it in there.
I
I think it diminishes the purpose of the program.
Say that.
I think it's a maintenance
so.
issue.
Yeah, I think I hear you, but I think if it's supposed to be aesthetics, I don't think the purpose is to maintain the parking lot, but to make it better, like Erica said, more curb appeal. I tend to agree with the commission too. I think it will give more curb appeal.
Okay, I'd ask Jessica if you just put on your watch list as we go through the first year, and let's revisit.
Yeah, that's a
Yes,
good
absolutely.
compromise. Okay, thanks, Bob. Okay.
All right. Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee O'Connell.
Yes.
Trustee Bachner.
Yes.
Trustee Gillis.
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez.
Okay. Thank you. And thanks for the comments. Okay, so we're to the spot that's the fun spot here. First of all, we'll need a motion and a second to new business here. This is the appointment of Police Chief James Greenwood, effective May 1st, 2025. So if I can get a motion and a second, and we'll go through the timetable.
I move that we approve the appointment of Police Chief James Greenwood effective May 1st, 2025.
Second.
Okay, good. Thank you. Well, first of all, we're not done saying goodbye to Chief O'Shea yet, so we're going to have some really grand plans for Chief O'Shea and saying, all the great work that you've done. But now tonight is of the appointment so that we can assure our community and our residents that we do have succession planning. And that's because Chief O'Shea has created a department that allowed us to have great succession planning. So for that, thank you so much, Jim O'Shea. And that is the reason this makes my job and Matt's job real easy, because bringing in the deputy chief and appointing them to the chief is a lot easier than going outside and finding somebody. So we're very happy that we can promote within. That's the goal. It's always been the goal of our community and our department. So thank you, Jim O'Shea, for that. So with that, we've got his parents-in-law and his wife sitting back there, and so thank you for coming and enjoying this with us. Just to give you a little bit background, so before we vote, because I know it's going to be unanimous, but Jim Greenwood began his career with River Forest Department in January 1997, and he served as the patrol officer, detective, patrol sergeant, and patrol commander. Greenwood served as commander for 5 years before being promoted to the deputy police chief in 2023. Greenwood has a Bachelor of Arts in Management from Benedictine University and is currently pursuing a Master's in Public Administration from the great University of Northern Illinois University. Greenwood has received several awards and recognitions in his career, including Officer of the Year and the Franklin Kreml Leadership Award from the Northwestern University School of Police Staff and Command. So he's got a great background. So I'd like to ask the clerk to take the vote on this appointment.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee O'Connell.
As a fellow Benedictine Eagle, I say yes.
Trustee Bachner.
Yes.
Trustee Gillis.
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, congratulations, Jim. Come on up to. Sure. You'll have plenty of time on that podium, so get used to it.
And since I likely will, I'll just keep this short for tonight.
And that's the first rule of the podium. Make sure the mic's on. What I did say was I'll keep it short tonight. I want to express my gratitude to President Ducey and to members of the village board for having a confidence in me to serve the River Forest community as the next chief of police. I also want to thank village manager Matt Walsh and the management team for their support. I want to thank Chief O'Shea for his mentorship and guidance while we've worked together all these years. I also extend my gratitude to all the men and women, past and present, of the River Forest Police Department that make the department a great place when we are at our home away from home, where coworkers are more like family than friends. To the River Forest community, I want to express how deeply honored and appreciative I am for this opportunity. Of course, none of this would be possible without the support of my family. Their love and patience provide me with my foundation. Thank you.
Yeah, good stuff. So we'll have a oath, right? We'll take the oath in May. So we'll have an official oath taking for the appointment. So we welcome you all back. So, and at that time we'll take pictures. He'll be in his uniform, right, Jim? His official chief uniform. Do it all up, and we'll welcome the family back if you don't mind, because it's a great honor to have them be part of River Forest. Yeah, so thank you. All right, I think that concludes our, we're going to go into executive session. That concludes our regular scheduled meeting, so if I can get a motion to move into executive session.
Motion to enter into executive session pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C6 to discuss the setting of a price for sale or lease of property owned by the public body, and the village board will adjourn after executive session and will not return to open session.
Yep, that's perfect. Yep.
Second.
Thank you. All right, we'll just take a brief break and then we'll come back.
We need to vote.
Oh, we need a vote. Yeah, do that, please.
Trustee Vasquez. Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee O'Connell.
Yes.
Trustee Bachner.
Yes.
Trustee Gillis.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned.